This is the most recent version of Brookhaven, the one we know and love. But how would the first version of this game be? Leave it to me, as in today's video, I'll be showing you guys all sorts of things that were removed from Brookhaven. The first thing we'll talk about actually means a lot to this game. I think everyone knows the menu we have on the side where we can grab some items, change our character, or even spawn in vehicles. It actually looked something like this. They were just a little bit different, with some color put into it. The menus inside were changed a bit too. They were more simplistic. You can even find the old CPR animation in here. It was actually used to roleplay as if you were reviving other players, but it was sadly removed from the game a few years ago. Even if this one's old, it's not as old as the one I'll be showing right now. Looking at this video from 2020, you can see just how colorful it was before. Everything was more bold and the lines were thicker. They also used a lot of that light blue color. If you've played Brookhaven, you already know the 3 communities there are in town. There's Blackhawk, the Oaks, and lastly Crown Point. What you probably didn't know is that in older versions there actually was a 4th community, which was called Ridgeway. You could find it right around here. Before this tunnel, a whole community stood in here, and if you ask why they took it out, I really don't know. In this video, you can pretty much see it's in the same place I just showed you guys. They just had a few houses on the left side, and it just connected back to one of the other communities. This one right here. So yeah, they fully just removed the whole community. And since we're talking about communities, you know Blackhawk? It really wasn't how we know it now. It didn't even used to be here. Blackhawk was actually right in front of the public pool. It may not make sense, but look at that. The sign is right there. There wasn't much there. You could only fit about 4 houses in here. By the way, the houses right here are still fully in the game. Looking inside, they don't seem to really have changed at all. Even the trailer still looks as it is today. You can even see the house settings had the same colors as the menus as well. And just to prove that we have this video from some years ago, there really wasn't that much space for homes in there at all. Another removed thing that you probably didn't notice. You may not remember, but there weren't only these games in the arcade before. Right in this empty space, there were actually some stairs for you to go to the 2nd floor. And as you can see, it was removed. In this older version, you can see it right there. It actually took us to a little birthday room, which was just a little place for you to make your birthday party. The stairs were moved to the outside, but they still lead to a nice little party room. If you compare it to the older one, I think it really looks a lot better. But nowadays, it isn't just a party room we have. We can also turn it into a tanning salon, or you can even have a nice breakfast restaurant. So it's better than before. It's 3 in 1. Beyond the stores we have today, before we had the cleaners, it was basically one of those laundry places for your clothes. I've talked about it before in a previous video. This is kind of a follow-up to that, so check it out too. What I forgot to say is that the cleaners are actually still inside the game. They have just changed its location, because if we go over to the Los Panchos restaurant, we can actually just activate this laundromat button, and we'll now have a new place for you to wash your clothes. They just turned it into a laundromat, probably for convenience, but I feel like that's a lot better. One thing you probably know are the apartments above the grocery store. If we go all the way up and get a penthouse one, you will need the premium game pass to do this, by the way. In theory, you should be able to just have one of these, and another person could get the one below. But in older versions of the game, it didn't really work like that, because some time ago, they didn't even exist. I'm not even kidding. It was really just empty space. To get over there, you needed to go to the alley behind the stores and climb up this ladder. You could find this door next to it with this door that took you to where the apartments now would be. But there really wasn't much here. Just a plant in a corner. And a door frame with some tape, probably because it was still in construction. It's crazy to see this since I actually played on these older versions. You can see just how much the game has evolved. We could also just climb up to the ceiling of the place. They even had this little glass ceiling, which is pretty nice. Nowadays, you know just how many vehicles there are in the game, and it's quite a lot. This is a very long list, but in older versions, there wasn't as much as today. Let me show you what you could find in an older version. We still had some well-known ones, like the hoverboard, the horse, the skateboard. Down there, we also had the basic stuff: police cars, ambulances, fire trucks. But just look at this list. It's really small. It's cool to see just how much Brookhaven keeps updating stuff like that, so I can see a future where the game will have added so many vehicles, houses, and new buildings to the town. That Brookhaven may be a very demanding game, and not everyone will be able to play it. That's just kind of sad though. Another removed thing that I bet you guys didn't know about, which were the bushes. They didn't really look like these nice little green leaves here. And even this space beneath the spawn didn't exist at all. If we look at this guy's video from a long time ago, he'll start to have a stroll around town. And as he comes close to spawn, you can see just what I'm talking about. The vases were full of very colorful plants, some red, others blue, or even purple, something you wouldn't really see in a regular plant. Even the tutorial signs were already there. These ones still stand today. They are literally just basic instructions of some of the game's mechanics, like getting houses, using vehicles, stuff like that. This is also how spawn was. We didn't have that space beneath it. We didn't even have the metro. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. We didn't actually have it before. There's really just nothing there where it is today. I really wanted to find the version with those shiny colorful plants, but that version is too old for me to find, so that's quite hard to do. One place I don't see people often are these offices right here. It's just a bunch of agencies you can talk to, from party planners, model agencies, and even law offices. Literally all three in one. As you imagine, it wasn't like this at all in older versions. Right here where you find them today was actually where the mayor's office was. I think everyone knows that you find it now at Town Hall. Only thing close to that now is this tiny little law office. Brookhaven's motel wasn't always like it is today. Nowadays we have around 5 rooms you can choose from. You can rent any of them if you want. We also have a Coke vending machine, which is nice. There's also this little motel manager counter for you to rate your room and stuff like that. Also this back room with some towels, I imagine. Looking at this video, it's clear to see that the motel was actually right beside the public pool. You can see from this other angle that yes, it was right there. In this older version, you can clearly see it just like the video. Even the colors of it changed. It was all green before, but still with a shiny star. We still had the little manager counter. This part doesn't seem to have changed much. Here we can see the rooms closer. We still had 5 apartments down here, but there also were some stairs that took you to 5 more apartments. This feels a bit wrong. They aren't even numbered right. You can even look at the video where it shows the side of the motel. There wasn't a second floor to it. So yes, it did change quite a bit, but in no way it had this second floor. If we look back at the apartments, right above the grocery store, apparently before they closed it, it was a restaurant, Sonny's Restaurant. So that's what it was before. I actually didn't know that. It even had a nice little romantic table in the balcony for you and your date. They had quite a few stuff that's still in the game, like the drinks from Club Brooks. These plates of food you can for sure find in the game still. I'm not kidding. We just need to go down to the food section of the inventory. Both the plates we found there are in here, like these chicken wings. This one's a taco and burrito. We got hot dogs and also a nice beefsteak. Lastly, there's the pancakes. So we have quite a variety of food here. I think that restaurant may even kind of still exist in the game. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me go over the options in this room. If we click on the restaurant button, it will be the same. Dude, it's basically the same thing. They have the same colorful drinks from before. They still have the beefsteak, but the other ones were removed. Even the computer. This is actually quite similar to that one. We even have some little storage space back here. It really is kind of like what we have today. They also had the storage space in this one. So back in the day where the apartments were, we had Sonny's Restaurant, but since it has been removed and rebranded to the Brick, and it stands almost at the same place as before. So that's gonna have to be it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like in the video and comment down below if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure to watch one of the videos on screen right now. I know you'd enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for even more Roblox coming right up. Have a good one!